there we have it. This is my automated nether portal, which usually works. It doesn't always. The fire is not as consistently reliable as it once was, as we all know. But yeah, essentially you just press the open portal button, wait a little while whilst the fire thinks about spreading. As I said, wait a little while whilst it thinks about spreading. And keep a wooden block in your hand just in case, because this is the unreliable part of it. Often the blocks will burn up rather than catch the portal on fire, which is annoying, but I'm not too sure if there is a way to avoid it without having the blocks in front of the portal, and that I just think looks a little odd. But I guess I'll duck around the back and show you how this works. What we have is pistons, which are currently pushing the center of the portal against the outside wall, so it's all flush. We have a patch of fire just beneath it, and I found that 4 blocks tends to ignite the portal quicker than just 2 blocks. I'm not sure if I'm just deluding myself, but in my tests it seems to perform significantly quicker, and it does make it less likely to burn up. I should also, I suppose, there we go. Yes, so what we have powered by the switches is an RS NOR latch, which is this guy here, just in the traditional design. You'll notice with my circuitry it is pretty massive. This is definitely not the smallest and smoothest way to design this circuit. It's just the way I've done it so that it is easier to interpret and understand through this video. I'll just cut until morning so that I can continue with the daylight hours. I'll be right back. Okay, so the open button, which is just on the other side of this brick here, powers this redstone dust here, which inverts this torch, which turns this dust off here, which allows this torch to turn back on, which turns this dust on here, which keeps this torch off as this dust is on and is an input into this switch, all of which together makes what we commonly know as an RS NOR latch, essentially saving the state of the redstone input, saving the on position, so that the circuit here knows that the door is supposed to be turned on. Anyway, so when this redstone dust here is on, which is what happens when you press the open button on the other side, it will invert this torch here, which means that these 2 repeaters here are no longer powered, hence retracting the pistons there. It also, because this torch is off, unpowers this redstone dust, which does the same for these top parts. So all 6 pistons will retract simultaneously. The slightly more complex part is the close portal button, because as you may have briefly seen in the previous part, I'll just do it quickly. Open up. There's that patch of water that appears up the top corner. That is what actually disables the portal. If you try and push these blocks into it, unlike the old piston mod, it doesn't turn off the portal, they just freeze. Even though the pistons are powered, if there's an open portal in their way, they will not push forwards. So we have to break the portal some other way, and the only other way that I know to do so, aside from breaking the actual obsidian, which you can't move with pistons, is to pass a channel of water through it. So what we have, when the close button is pressed, it will power this redstone wire along here. It will deactivate the RS NOR latch through these repeaters here, but these repeaters here have a delay on them, so that it gives the water piston time to allow a small stream to go through before it pushes the center of the portal back into the flush position again. So the redstone dust powers this wire along here. This is a pulse shortener, also known as a monostable circuit, which depowers this piston here once it's activated, which allows the water block to pass out the front part here. But because it's a shortened pulse, it only passes through here long enough to turn off the portal, but not to fall down and make a great big lake of water down here. And of course, once that is completed, this delay has been set just so that immediately after allowing the water to come through, it will push the center of the portal back forwards and once again hide the position of the portal. Once again, I'll push the button in like that. And yep, that's the problem there that occasionally does happen. Even though there are no other open faces of the wood to be burning, there is only this frontwards facing face. Occasionally it burns up rather than catches on fire. And there we go, piston is active. Turn it off. You briefly saw the water come through, and then the rest of the pistons come forward. And that is essentially how this works. Now, I am going to be refining the circuitry for this design to make it slightly more compact, and possibly working out a way to make the wood a little bit more reliable and less likely to burn up rather than set the portal alight. So there are two options for a tutorial video for this particular design. You could either request me to make a tutorial for this design, which has all the circuitry open so that it's easy to understand, or once I've refined the design and made it more compact, you could get a tutorial on the smaller design. So please let me know in the comments section below, if you've bothered to stick with the video until this point that is. Please let me know in the comments section which design you would like a tutorial of, whether it be the basic design like this, or a more advanced and compact design. Let me know, and make sure to like this video if you have. I think that's about all I'd like to cover this time, so I'll catch you next time. See you later.